Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My wife and I and a few friends went to the ranch rodeo here in town, and they had an auction, and I bought something. I should probably explain why I bought this cooler. Number one, it's a Truck Gear by Line-X cooler. I've never heard of them. I mean, I've obviously heard of Line-X, but I didn't know that they had coolers. They had this one, which is a 45 quart, and then I think they had that one that was like a touch bigger, and like this one's pretty long. I think the other one was a little bit more narrow. And then actually, I think it was this one. This is the one that I have. This is the one that I did not bid on. And I actually bid on this kind of as a joke. Maddie and myself and our friends were walking around just kind of looking at what the auction items were. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool cooler. And I think at the time it was only $125 was the winning bid. And so I said, well, I'll just put $150 on there, and maybe if nothing else, we'll just raise the prices. And because the whole thing was for charity, like the ranch rodeo was for charity, all the silent auctions, all the live auction items, they were all for charity. And so I was like, well, I'll put $150 on there and see what happens. And I got a text message this morning that I won. So this is the Expedition cooler. It's a 45 quart. It's got this automatic pressure release valve. It's got, let's see, dual locking plates with stainless steel bottle openers, oversized drain plug with a chain, which is super nice. Let's see. I haven't even looked in here, so I think they've got some stuff in here though. Got these heavy duty latches. Let's see. These are two cup holders that you put on the end, just like that. Which that's pretty neat. I don't know how much I'd actually use that, but pretty cool. It's got a cutting board, which is super nice. And then it's got this basket, which you can obviously take everything out, but you can put all your non-wet items in here. Yeah, pretty neat. Like I said, I bought this, or I bid on it just to try to, see if we could bump the price up a little bit, but I'm actually pretty stoked. For 150 bucks, I feel like this is a pretty good deal. I mean, literally this and a Yeti is what, like 300, 400, 500 bucks, something crazy like that. And I actually looked at getting a really nice cooler like this when we were down at the coast, when we were having to transport some fish back, some fillets on the fish that we caught. But I mean, honestly, for 150 bucks, I feel like I stole this. Does it look like a different day? Probably should, because it is. The other day I was out here messing with the horses and kind of got busy, did a live stream on Instagram, and completely forgot to bring you guys along for the ride. That's okay. We're back at it today. It is about 5:30 right now. Blue and Smoke are having their feed. I actually need to double check and make sure that I've got feed in this feed room, because if not, then I'll have to make a run to town tomorrow. But today, I think my original plan, that's locked. Everything is locked today. My original plan was to ride, but I think all I'm going to do is lunge Blue today. I've started to kind of get into this routine where I ride him maybe 2 days a week. I lunge him 2 days a week. We rope, and then he has 2 days off. Does that math add up? 2 days ride, 2 days lunge, 1 day rope, 2 days off. Yeah, how about that? So that's been my general plan. And today I think I'm just going to go light and lunge him a little bit, and then we'll call it good. I've got this sweet chest rig that I use when I go fishing, but I'm going to put this chest rig on. We're going to get Blue into the round pen. I'll get him lunch for a little bit and see how he feels today. Tickle, tickle, tickle. What's up, booger? How's that alfalfa? So Blue is actually getting a little bit long in the foot. The farrier is supposed to be coming probably this week or beginning of next. So I'm not going to do too much with him today. Just like I always say, I just try to keep him moving and keep him active and legged up. That way, if we want to go to roping, we can. He's not super sore or anything after. I think I had mentioned this in a previous video, but when I put my horses in the round pen, I don't automatically just get to making them work. I definitely want them to walk around a little bit. No, don't go that way. Just get them moving around and just let them kind of get started, and then we'll get moving. And these horses are smart, so if you just throw them in the round pen and then automatically get to moving them off and making them really work, I think what you'll find is when you bring them in, they'll want to just automatically like run off from you. And I always want them to leave in a nice, you know, manner. I don't want them to run off from me or start going crazy. I think that can get pretty dangerous. So we're just gonna let him start walking a bit, let him check it all out. And really for me, this is more of like what I would usually use a hot walker for. And since we don't have one here, you kind of have to do it manually, but round pens are good for this nonetheless. All right, we're gonna ask him to kind of go on a bit. Just get him into a nice little trot for a little bit, see how he feels. So a lot of times I'll do this for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes one way, turn them and do 5 minutes the other way. Then what I'll do a lot of times after that is turn them back to the original way, which today is to the right, and make him lope off into the right, and then make him turn, lope off to the left. And that's typically about it. After you do that for a little bit, he's probably been out here for 20 minutes or so, and that's typically a good workout for these horses. Here in just a second, I am going to ask him to lope off. And I want you to put in the comment section down below, do you think he will buck today? Do you think he'll throw his head? What do you think he will do today? Or is he just gonna be a super good boy and just lope off like a gentle giant that he is? He likes to act tough in this round pen. Oh, a little bit of a flick of the head, but not bad. Don't be lazy, Blue. So if you notice, I only cluck and wave this rope that I have, which is just his halter, whenever he is slowing down pace or braking like that. If he's going at the pace that I want him to, which is this nice little lope, then I don't do anything. If you continue to just kind of put pressure on him all the time, he's starting to think about it right there. If you continue to put pressure on them all the time, then they get to where they don't really care about that pressure. If he's going at the speed I want and all I'm doing is continue to add pressure, then he doesn't really understand what I'm asking for. See right there, he's in a good pace. He's loping off like I want him to, so I don't need to do anything. I don't need to add any other pressure. But as soon as he starts to slow down, like right there, see? All right, he's been going at this for a little bit. Slowed down a few times, but not too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get him to slow down, and then I'm gonna get him to turn into me. You always want these horses to turn into you. Don't let them turn their butts to you. All right, so I'm gonna do a step back. Oh, turns in. I'm gonna point to the left. There, and just let him trot off. Good boy. All right, same as we did last time. I'm just gonna ask him to get into a lope. Good boy. See, even though he was in a lope right there, I wanted him to just get a little bit more speed, which he did very sluggishly and didn't really want to do it, but that's all right. He's a little bit faster. Let's see if we can kick him up. There. See, I'm only adding pressure when he slows down. That way it's a very clear cue that, hey, that's what that means. If you only apply pressure when you want them to do something, then they know that, hey, that's the cue that I need to change. But if you're always applying pressure, then they don't quite know what that means. And the biggest thing to horsemanship is your communication with your horse and making sure that that is clear and concise. Being a little sluggish today. We haven't done this a bunch, and he'd rather be over there eating. What do you guys think of this new point of view? I've got this chest harness on. It's easier for me to film this sort of content whenever I have a chest harness on or a head mount, because I can use both my hands. If I'm having to hold the camera, then it's a little bit harder to show, you know, some of these things. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the chest mount, and maybe doing some more videos like this. I think it'd be cool content to show you guys. But yeah, just let me know what you think about it. I certainly enjoy it. I hope you do too. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this channel and you like the content that we're putting out, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share it with friends, leave me a like and a comment, and we'll see you guys next time.